What is the best cryptocurrency to invest in 2021? I'm going to tell you in this video and tell you the crypto that I just bought yesterday. Before we start, please consider hitting that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you're new here, my name is Josh Morris. We talk about business growth, investing, and self-development. So hit that subscribe button and help me get to 5,000 subscribers. Now, without further ado, let's dive into my computer. So let's just go into it. So I'm going to take you through these names on CoinGecko, and I'm going to show you them on Coinigy as well, so you can see what the chart looks like and when you should potentially invest. The big ones are obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I don't recommend investing in those in 2021. If you want to a little bit and slowly get into them, I can't control what you do with your money, but personally, I would never buy an asset when it's so high at the top of its peak that it's the highest it's ever been. And that's why I'm making this video, so you can see the cryptocurrencies that are not so high yet that you can jump into. So let's look at a few today. The first one is Loom Network, Europe's leading blockchain. I mean, all this stories on the websites, you can believe the hype if you want, but the idea is that it's for securing, verifying, and exchanging critical business information. If you look at the chart of LTO to USD, you can see it's very, very high right now. So personally, I would be waiting for a retracement for it to come down to around 0.16 USDT. By the way, I am looking at these assets to US dollars, because if I look at them to Bitcoin, then the charts look wacko and crazy, and the Bitcoin price is so high right now that I don't trust those charts. As you can see, the LTO to BTC price, it looks like it's relatively low, but that's only because the price of Bitcoin is so relatively high that it looks like it's so low. So if you look at the USD chart, you can see that it's really high right now. You wouldn't want to buy it right now, but you'd want to wait for a retracement, maybe coming into the springtime of 2021, where these things often retrace, and then in the summer we get that massive pump. That's when you want to have been invested already. So LTO is the first name. The next one is Terra, otherwise known as Luna. That's the ticker. And if I go to the website, we can see what Terra is about. So it's all about programmable money for the internet. Again, another story that they like to say, but this one is really, really popular right now. They're only $5, so if you want to buy something that's not $45,000 like Bitcoin, this is like a cryptocurrency you can invest in and get in relatively cheap. If you look at the USD chart, Luna to USD, you can see that this asset has blown up this year. It's gone absolutely crazy. And again, I wouldn't say invest in it right now, but if you draw a reload zone, you can see where I'll be investing at around $1.5. So $1 to $2 would be the reload zone where you could get into this asset at a reasonable price, $1 to $3, and you would have invested. So that's a really good name for 2021, Luna USD. The next one is Algorand, otherwise known as Algo for short. They're less than $1 still, and they have been around for a very long time. I bought them back in the day, like last year or 2 years ago, and this is a really, really interesting one. This is another name where you can see that if you compare to Bitcoin, Algo to BTC, you can see it's right at the bottom of the range right now. However, that's again because Bitcoin is so high. But if you look at it to USD or USDT, you can see that it's just put in this big fat weekly W. It's just beautiful. Look at this. A big nice W here. It's broken out. So personally, I'm a cheapskate, so I would not want to buy this right now. Again, I would draw a reload zone and be buying it down at the 0.4 to 0.5 range, right down here in the reload zone. So that's where you could be investing in 2021 in Algo. They've got the best advisors, they've got the best scientists behind them, so they've got really good people, and often when you invest in a name, you're investing in the people and the team, and it's still so low. Even if you started buying right now and dollar cost averaged in, you bought a little bit now, a little bit next month, a little bit the next month, then you would have a good base of this crypto for 2021 and the full growth potential that it has. Let's look at the next one. And then remember, at the end, I'm going to show you the one I just bought yesterday that's already doing seriously well. And it's my favorite one that I'm looking at right now. The next one we're going to look at is Loom Network. So this is Loom for short. And let me take you over to their website, Distributed Enterprise Platform for Healthcare Providers. So this is a really good one, especially going into the world that we've just been in the last year. You know what I'm talking about. There's going to be a big shift into healthcare, and it's already started. So coins that are related to healthcare, they're going to see some really big growth in 2021, and Loom is one of the names that I'm looking at. Accessible data, better care. So again, there's a lot of stories behind these cryptos. You don't want to take too much. You want to take them with a pinch of salt, basically, because you never know if they're real. They're always a lot of talk and maybe not so much reality. But this is the crypto world. You're here for crypto. So this is what we're looking at. So let's look at the price chart, okay? To USDC on GDAX, you can see that it's got this big W working. But again, if you want to get in on this, you want to draw your reload zone from the bottom to the top. I'm roughly drawing this, guys. I'm really rough. You could draw it from this base down here and get really, really cheap. But right down here in this reload zone around 0.02 to 0.03, that's where you could be investing, maybe into the springtime in the next few months. That would be a really good place to invest in this for 2021. This next one is called Commodo. This is a really good looking chart, by the way. I like the name. The name is interesting, but again, it's just a lot of talk, so I'm not too worried about the name. But they have a really good team, a really big community behind them, and they're backed by a lot of big players. And the price chart looks really, really good. Look at this USD chart. You've got these big W's working. It's really low. You could draw a reload zone from here to here, and you could see the RLZ reload zone is around 50 cents. So 50 cents to 60 cents, you could be getting in on this coin. Really, really good. And again, I just want to show you, compared to the Bitcoin chart, it just looks terrible. Look how low it's come. Okay, so it's from 2017, but you can see, look how low it is over here compared to Bitcoin, and that's only because Bitcoin is so high. So you want to be careful how you're comparing your chart. Are you comparing to Bitcoin or are you comparing to USD? I prefer to compare to USD right now because the price of Bitcoin is overinflated. So this is another name that I'm looking at. Let's look at the next one. The next one is Cortex Ai on the blockchain. Anything going into AI in 2021 is a potential for a big name. So AI plus crypto, that makes a good synergistic relationship that I really, really like. They've got an amazing ecosystem. They say they're the first world computer capable of running AI and AI-powered apps on the blockchain, dApps on the blockchain. So I really like the concept, and they seem to be doing very, very well. They've got a good community behind them and good team players. They've got a good team behind them. So let's look at the chart. So again, to the Bitcoins from CTXC to BTC, doesn't look too good on Binance, but when you look on the US dollar chart, it looks like it's pushing up, and it's got some potential to push up. Now, where would I actually buy this? I'll draw a reload zone from the bottom to the top here, and right now we are in a potential reload zone. So you could go in and start dollar cost averaging into this right now. This is a crypto you can buy right now, but personally, I'm a cheapskate, so I like to buy these coins right down at the bottom of the ranges, and right down here, there's a W right here, if you can notice it. This W right here, one of my favorite chart patterns. So you could be buying in on there. You could be buying in anywhere in this range over here since it's in the reload zone. So right down here at 0.1 to 0.15, that's where you could be buying. So right now, this is potentially buyable on Binance as a cryptocurrency to invest in 2021. Let's look at the next one. This one is a really cool DeFi name, Uniswap. Again, this is a really popular one, so you may have heard of this one. Decentralized trading protocol. It's a trading location where people can trade, guaranteed liquidity for millions of users and hundreds of Ethereum applications. So again, it's got tons of volume. It's got tons of liquidity. There's so many people using this. It's a big name. It's not going anywhere. So let's look at the chart and see where you can buy it in 2021. As always, to Bitcoin, it doesn't look too good. It's got a weekly W working on Bitcoin, so it actually does look pretty good. But even to Bitcoin, it's still a little bit high for me. And looking at US dollars, it's very high. So in 2021, I'd be looking for a retrace down to about $6. I think that is $6 to $8. So if you buy this anywhere under $10 or lower, then you'd be getting in at this one at a really, really good price. So that's Uniswap, and this is one that I'm really seriously looking at for 2021, so I recommend checking that out. The next one is Chainlink. You've definitely heard of this one. This one is really, really popular, and it helps you with smart contracts, connecting your smart contract to the outside world. So whatever that means, I know there's always a lot of talk with these things, but this one is actually recommended by really big players, and they've been there for a while. They got tons of backing, tons of financial backing behind them. So if any crypto is going to work, this one is a huge one that has the potential. So let's look at the chart. This one has been around for a little bit. To Bitcoin, you can see that it's quite low, but it's coming up to a W. But looking at the USD chart, you can see that it's quite high at the moment compared to the USD chart. So I would draw a reload zone from maybe down here to here and say that you could buy in anywhere between $8 and $12 coming into the spring of 2021. Then you would be getting a really, really good price on this really investable cryptocurrency. Link, I recommend it. The next one we're looking at is one of my all-time favorites, which is Library, and they have an amazing promise. They promise to do to publishing what Bitcoin does to money, i.e. they want to be the future for publishing. They have a sort of a YouTube on the blockchain, so to speak. So I really like the concept because it's an app that we know people use. People use YouTube. People use all these other apps. So there's so much growth potential for this. And it's a personal favorite of mine because I've already made some money on this one. You can see Library to Bitcoin I bought right down here at the absolute bottom. You can see how much of a cheapskate I am. I bought this weekly W right down here, and I've sold half on a double, as I've learned in The Rational Investor. Brian Beamish teaches that. So I've sold some over here. You can see I've still got sell orders up here. Again, really tiny amounts because I haven't invested a lot. But right now, to Bitcoin, it's quite buyable. It's right here down at a weekly W, or is that, yeah, that's a daily W. So right down here, it's very, very buyable. But to the USD chart, let's look at USDT just because it's got more information. You can see that it's very, very high right now. And personally, to US dollars, I would want a discount. So I would be looking at buying it down here at 6 cents, 4 to 6 cents. This is dirt cheap for something like a name like this. Library Credits has the potential to be one of the big winners in 2021 and beyond. So if you want a cryptocurrency to invest in 2021, I really recommend this. Now, let's look at a couple more names and then we'll finish off the video. I got a lot of names here, and if you want any more details on any of these, let me know in the comments below. This was just meant to be an overview of some of the names I'm looking at 2021. The next one is Aave, A-A-V-E. This is actually one of the top names right now, but it's really expensive at $496. So it's up to you what you do with your money, of course, but I'm just letting you know this is one of the big names in 2021, and it has a lot of potential for growth. What they promise is an open source, non-custodial liquidity protocol, whatever that means. I don't know. If anyone can explain that, please let me know in the comments, for earning interest on deposits and borrowing assets. So the way I see it is you put assets and you put money or Bitcoin or whatever, any of these names into it, and you earn money. So you earn APR, you earn every year. I think it's a yearly thing. So you earn money based on your investments. Users can participate as depositors or borrowers, and they provide liquidity to the market to earn a passive income, while depositors provide liquidity to earn passive income, while borrowers are able to borrow an over-collateralized or under-collateralized fashion. So I'm not fully understanding of what this is, but I've heard good things about this. Again, it's crypto, so it's a lot of talk and it's not much actual going on, but this one actually does do what it says it does, and the people that are talking about this I trust. So let's look at the chart, because this is one of the big names for 2021. If you look at the Bitcoin to Aave chart and you look at the USD chart, they are both extremely high right now. But because this is so fresh and so clean, this is a potential reload zone situation where you could be buying this at between 150 to 200. So you wait for it to go blow off top, and then you wait for it to come crashing down, as cryptos do, and then you wait for it to W, and you go and you buy in a reload zone. That's how you can invest safely in 2021 with these names. Now let's look at the last name right now that I just bought yesterday. This is Filecoin, and they've just been accepted into Coinbase, so that always gives it a pump, and it shows that the people who own the biggest company, the biggest crypto company, they trust it, so it must have some value. And their story is really nice. A decentralized storage network designed to store humanity's most important information. So things like Wikipedia and all the most important information that we need as humanity stored on the blockchain. I just love that as a concept. That is just like the future of the human race type story. So personally, I love that. And on top of that, the fact that Coinbase had just accepted it, that means I had to get in. So I just bought in yesterday, not because of the story, but because of the price chart was at a really good place, and I'll show you. So to Bitcoin, you can see that the price chart put in a little W down here. So we're right down here at the bottom end of the range. But what did I say? Don't invest in these assets to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is really high right now. So let's look at it to pounds, British pounds, because why not? US dollars, pounds, it's all the same. And you can see that 2 pounds, you can see this is where I bought yesterday, and it had just put in this beautiful W. So these W's right here, and all I'm doing is buying the W. You can see I wouldn't invest up here. I bought right here. You can see that's my little green, you can see the green arrow right there, and it's already doing quite well. Oh, there you go. It's popping up a little bit higher. So I've just invested in this. It's already 30% up or so, 23% up or so, but I'm holding on to this one for a while now. So I'm just really excited about this name. And if you want to know one of the best cryptocurrencies to invest in 2021, Filecoin is one of the names that I'm investing in. Now, I don't recommend jumping in and chasing this, but draw some reload zones. And again, as you can see, here I am in the reload zone. Of course, I buy reload zones. And right down here at 18 pounds to 16 pounds, that's a good potential place to get into this name. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've got some value from these cryptocurrency names. If you want to invest in 2021, these are some of the names that I'm looking at. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. Oh, my camera just died, so I'll go to this one. Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.